Hey everyone, we're the Board Game Weekenders. I'm Steven.
And I'm Megan, and today we're reviewing The Whatnot Cabinet by Pencil First Games.
Okay everyone, I'm going to give you a broad overview of how to play the Whatnot Cabinet. So a game is played in 6 rounds, with 3 steps in each round. So the beginning is a preparation phase where you're going to draw 4 curio tiles, of which there are animals, and there are shells, and there are bottles, and there are crystals. There's also leaf tiles of the different colors. And essentially you're going to be taking these tiles and placing them into your Whatnot cabinet to score points. Now, how this is going to work is there a different pawn for each player that's playing the game. In this, again, example, we have 4 players. And essentially, the player in the, again, first position here would get to choose one of these available actions, and then they would then do whatever that action is. And then the next player would pick, next player, and then these would essentially slide up for the next round. So then this light blue teal player would go first after, again, the next round begins, okay? And again, after everyone has taken their turn, we would then wipe whatever tiles were in the outdoors, and you would draw 4 new ones to start the next round. Okay. Now, what do these actions do? Well, essentially, the first action, you would draw 3 tiles, and you would keep 2 of them, and then you would discard 1. Now, these 2 tiles would come from this bag over here. So I would draw 3 of these, and then I would keep 2 and discard 1. Okay, so let's say I just discard this one. And I can place these tiles anywhere in my Whatnot cabinet. So let's say I just place them like that. And this is essentially how each of these actions are going to be working. You're going to get 2 tiles every time you do this action. So for example, the second one, you draw 2 tiles, take 1 and place the other into the outdoors. So that would be this main section there. Then you would take 1 from the outdoors. So there would kind of be 5 here, and then you would pick from there. The third option, you would add 1 tile to the outdoors, then you'd take 2 from this outdoor area. And then the fourth action here, you would add 2 tiles to the outdoors from the bag, and then take 2 from the outdoors. And then finally, the fifth action here, you would discard all tiles, wipe all of those, draw 4 more, and then pick 2 from that area. So they all have a way of, like, again, drawing from the bag, adding some to the outdoors, and then you're always going to, again, be placing 2 in your Whatnot cabinet. So I also wanted to mention there are 2 special tiles in the bag that might come up into available to pick from the outdoors. And this tile here, you essentially would draw a random curio tile, again, from the bag and place it into your cabinet. And again, you would get 1 point for this at the end of the game. And then finally, there's this tile here, which allows you to essentially swipe the outdoors. So you would get rid of those 4 tiles, and then you would take 1 of the newly 4 drawn tiles from this section. So those are also in there as well. Now, how do you score with these tiles? Well, there's basic scoring here, and essentially whenever you complete one of these, you'll put kind of one of these point tokens here on the outside to show, again, your end game points. So you might want 3 different symbols in a row. So you'll see at the top, again, with the leaves, the crystals, animals, and the bottles and things. So if it was like this, that's, again, 3 different symbols there. So I put a 1 pointer like that. Whereas if I had 4 different colors, I would get 2 points. So if I had again, one of the different colors of each. So if I had a purple, a green, and a red like this, that would be 2 points. And then if I had 4 of the same color, so if I had 4 reds there, that would be 4 points. And then again, if I have 3 of the same symbol, so if I had 3 of this animal symbol, I would get 3 points like that. Now, that's not the only way you can score points. You can also get points from these curiosity cards. And whenever a player completes this, they take this, and it's worth that many points in the top left there. So here you want to fill the corners of your Whatnot cabinet. You want 7 objects placed with no row or column completed. You want 5 of the same color anywhere, or the same color in different types in a column. And you'll see there are 12 of these curiosity cards, so each game will be a little bit different for how, again, those kind of extra scoring kind of things go. And also there's 1 scoring card for each game for one of the different types. So you pick one of the 5 types. So in this game, you get 1 point for every animal that's on, again, in your Whatnot cabinet. And you're going to keep doing this until everyone's board is full. And then you're going to score your board, both for, again, the scoring objectives here and then the curiosity cards. And again, the wonder cards. And you'll also get a point if you have these tiles with a crown token on it. You get 1 point for each tile that has a crown. And then whoever has the most points is the winner. You'll also get a few extra points if you end up in one of these action spaces at the top at the end of the game. You'll get some extra points for that. And then you would add all of those up, and then again, whoever had the most points would be the winner. And that's a general overview of how to play the Whatnot cabinet. Okay, everyone, there's an overview of the Whatnot cabinet. Let's start with some of the things we did not like, Megan. So anything you didn't like about this?
Unfortunately, I think the simplicity of this game is actually a negative. There are a couple different things you can do on your turn, but it just feels like you're doing the same thing each turn, Whether you're taking tiles from the bag or you're taking them from here, take 2 tiles, put them on your board.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, because we do like some simple games. I think you're maybe thinking replayability.
Yes.
You're going to be... next game that you're going to play isn't going to really be that much different.
Right.
I guess these goals do change. There's 12 of them. Right. So they're basic,
they're all similar,
So you've seen some of those things before too. Yeah. I think that's where a lot of this comes in for me is Sagrada and Calico and Azul. All those games you're getting things and putting them onto a board. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of them have deeper gameplay than what this offers.
That's a better way to put it. Yes, yeah.
But anything else that sticks out? I mean, that's the main thing that I can think of.
It's just more. Yeah. And another thing for me that's a negative is sometimes on your turn you play an action, you get 3 tiles maybe, and you have to take 2, and just none of the tiles are what you want.
Yeah,
and you have such a limited place where you can put them. If it's your last turn and you're down to 2 spaces, you might be building towards something the whole game where it would maybe get you 4 points, but now you get a bad tile and it just now you get 0 points.
Yeah, because it's hard in this. You have to take 2 tiles. It's not like one you can probably fit 1, but it's when you have to take 2, it's really hard to get.
And then it's just it just feels a little disappointing when you've been working towards something and in a game with such low scoring, getting the difference between 4 points and no points with just 1 tile with just the luck of drawing it is just a little disappointed. Sure. But I mean,
it is a quick game too. So,
but it's part of the game,
play it again, Yeah. So let's talk about some of the things we did like. So for me, the artwork by Best Syllable is great.
It's really good. It's always good.
It's simple but effective, right? You don't want it to be kind of confusing when you're just doing colors and symbols and that.
Yeah.
The player aids are well done. Yeah. I mean, anything else that...
No, I think the whole setup of the game is actually really well done. I mean, this designer artist team has put out some great games.
Herbaceous, they just know how to produce a game. You're right. So that's definitely...
It's very streamlined. I mean, I think you could pick it up and teach it to almost anyone. The symbols are very easy to understand. If you don't understand the symbols, the player aid has it all written out.
Yep. It flows well. You know what I mean? It's once you get in the flow and learn what each of the 5 action does, you're good to go, and it just flows right around.
Yeah.
All right, Megan, time for our final thoughts and scores. What do we think about the Whatnot cabinet?
This game I was really excited about. I love this team. I love their other games. The artwork is great. I love these simple, 20, 30-minute games, but honestly, it fell kind of flat for me. After our first game, I just kind of, I was really excited. I wanted to like it, and then I was like, I'm a little disappointed. I'm really not excited to play it again. And, usually I'm like, I really want to teach this to so-and-so, they'll really like it.
Right. And this is right in your wheelhouse, like you said. I mean, this is right in your wheelhouse.
But I do want to give the game designers credit, because I think everything is really well played. Just for some reason, it just doesn't mesh with me. And it just falls flat. That's all I can say.
What score would you give it then?
I think I got to give it a 5.5.
Okay, a little above average.
I would play it, but
you'd play it, but you're not. I'm not excited to play it,
unfortunately.
Yeah, for me, this game I think is a 6 for me. Yeah. It's good. It just doesn't get into the upper echelon because so many games I think do a better job of what this game's trying to do.
Right.
I'd rather play Azul over this. I'd rather play Sagrada. I'd rather play Calico. Those are all tiling games and placing them on your board that have more replayability, deeper gameplay.
Yeah.
This one's pretty. Again, if someone pulled it off, I would play it. But I'm not going to be seeking this out. It's just, and again, probably think a year from now, are we going to remember playing this and missing that we're playing this? Probably not.
No, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be upset if it disappeared off the game shelf.
So that's the Whatnot cabinet. Again, great artwork, simple gameplay, but just one that didn't, I guess, sing for us for whatever reason. So until next time, we'll see you again. I'm Steven with the Board Game Weekenders.
And I'm Megan.